Good evening, guys, and welcome to
The
the
truth
truth
behind
behind
the
the
truth.
truth. Was it 2 days before? Is it 2 days? 3 days before.
Yeah,
Three
3 days
days
before.
before the change in the country will happen.
Yeah, this is the last
This
weekend.
is the last weekend, guys. I'm telling you. Hey,
Pressure.
look, I really hope, I really hope that you guys have made some solid decision for yourself, in terms of the way things are going, because this is a time that this word is very, very important to us. Vote. I know many years we have said it over and over again. We have put a age into it. We have said this is the most crucial time and all of that, but this is the most crucial time.
Yes, it is.
The most crucial time. It really is. I need you guys out here to vote, baby. Vote, 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 vote.
Please vote, vote, vote. Everybody been asking me on the where I work, not where I work, but just where I be trying to get things done. Have you voted? Have you voted? And we have not voted early, but we're going to vote on the official day of voting. So I'm just, I'm happy that people are at least trying to get people energized to go do what needs to be done. It just needs to happen. So this is, like I was telling somebody, this is a very crucial election.
Right.
It's not about the genders or the race thing. It's about where this country is going to go. And what you don't understand is democracies are very, let's just say they're very fragile institutions.
Right.
Because honestly, anybody could come in with any type of democratic a democratic institution that believes in progressive ideas or whatever ideas and just rip it to shreds.
Right.
At this point, that could very happen in this country as we speak. You have somebody who is telling us to our face that he doesn't like the way everything has been constituted over the past few years, and that he's willing to change everything, and just uproot everything. He even said at one point that you won't even have to worry about elections, after he has become president, because there won't be any elections anymore. So when you hear somebody says this, know that, hey, and now he got the Supreme Court behind him. So I hope everybody knows that this is more. It's more important to get out there and make your voices heard through your vote, and that's the end of my little soapbox.
No, keep going.
But Darnell, do you agree?
Yeah, we went last Wednesday and voted on last Wednesday, and it was a quite great turnout of people, and it was crazy because everywhere you go, it's kind of been a conversation with people about the factor of getting up and vote. So I'm very glad that that conversation has been on the lips of the people about getting up and vote in whatever direction they choose to go in. But if they choose to go on the other side with the orange man, they have to deal with the factor of whatever fallout with it, that they think that won't affect them right now, and it'll end up affecting them later on. That's just that I mean, it is what it is. But I think right now we're looking pretty good 3 days in, and I'm looking forward to the end results on Tuesday. So we shall see.
Yeah, we must see.
I mean, we are. I mean, I am. Like I said, I think that we're so much. I mentioned this last week. I think that everybody's at a point of exhaustion of how this whole process has been going along. And everybody just kind of want this to be over. So they could either position themselves differently around life or whatever. But this has been tough.
It has been tough, but I'm happy that people are getting tired. But I'm not tired. I'm happy that people who are getting tired and annoyed with this are knowing that this even exists.
Right.
Because that's the problem.
Right.
People don't want to believe that we do have elections, that we do have debates, we do have people who are bombarding us with wanting us to vote. And it's very important that you should know that this is happening in your world, in your time. So, for those who say, I'm so tired of this election, I wish it was over. Well, no, you need to understand that it's not only the election you need to be tired of, you need to be tired of the fact that you have people in this country that with these elections, they're not doing the job that you have elected them to do.
Right.
And you need to be on their ass the way you would go into a McDonald's and complain about your hamburger not being done correctly and you're always on the manager's ass to get it corrected.
Right.
You need to be about that with these politicians.
Well,
that's the problem.
That's one of my questions. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
We didn't dove in so quick on that because there's a lot to talk about today,
yes,
guys.
it is.
But I want to welcome you guys today.
Welcome. Come into this.
Welcome in.
Put in your word into this.
Yes.
Do not sit there and hesitate and not put something into this conversation, because honestly, y'all, this is the last weekend of the America that we know, these United States that we live in.
Yes.
This is a very crucial weekend.
Yes.
If you don't believe me, you better believe that, hey, you better wake up.
That's right.
You better wake up, because like I told this lady in Target, and she's probably watching. But go ahead.
Let's get the opening first.
No, we gonna get the opening, but hey, I'm ready to go in and go and let
So I want to welcome you guys again to the show tonight. This is our wrap up before election. Okay. We will be live on election night. Okay, so we're going to give our point by point views. We'll put the times up in a little bit later, but please join us. Set your calendar, whatever, because we're going to be, as it's being broadcast, we're going to be broadcasting. So we want to get that real time reaction as to what's going on. You can chime in, whatever the case may be, with us having your comments that night on election night. I think it's what time is it? 8 p.m. Eastern time. 7 p.m. Central Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Okay, we'll put the time all up a little bit later. Right here on the Truth Behind Truth, Facebook, YouTube, X, and possibly Instagram. All right? Also, tonight, okay, you can also try to call in tonight with your comments. Now, if we don't get to it, forgive us. You can text it if you don't get an answer, okay? Because kind of we're juggling two hands today. But use that number right there on the screen, 213-358-5553. We'd love to hear from you. And you can submit your comments as well, and we will, take them as well. All right? Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's go back. Go ahead with your part we're talking about now.
Oh, well, like I say, this is a very crucial time. Very crucial. So I'm just, I was on my soapbox. Let's just say this. Okay. I was in Smart and Final, and I was doing my work, and this random lady, and I'm going to use race, because race is such an important factor in our elections and in our culture. This white lady came to me and asked me, have I voted? And I said, that I was kind of embarrassed. Mm-hmm. I said, yes. She wanted yes. I said, yes. She said, who did you vote for? I said, I don't want to say, because I don't want to get into no political debate. She said, don't worry, I'm not going to go there with you. I said, Harris. She said, thank God.
Okay.
She was like, thank God.
Wow.
I was like, what? She said, yes, thank God you voted for Harris. I said, why? She said, I cannot stand that scumbag Trump. I can't stand him. I don't understand why anybody would want to vote for him. Now, trust me, I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh, because I'm in Trump territory. I'm out there in Thousand Oaks, and that's above Calabasas, and then between Cedar Valley. I'm thinking, but yeah, well, hey, they ride their flags up and through there, because I work through there, so But to be honest with you, we had a great conversation. We were sitting there. She was telling me, all about why she was not going to vote for Trump, the reasons why she was not going to vote. And it was just what I needed to be reassured, that as much as we feel like because of race, we are divided. No, we're not. Gender, age, and economic situations play a part in this election. Mm-hmm. So, the more we started to talk, the more I started to hear what she was telling me about her health, about the fact that she was dealing with cancer, and the reason for the situation that she didn't want to deal with Trump, because of the fact that he was going to take away her benefits and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying to myself, that's the problem. As working class Americans, I can understand, the 1%. I can see why they would want to vote for Trump, because they don't want to pay taxes. That's just the truth of the matter. They don't want to pay no taxes, and they don't want to take care of no poor folks. That just means real.
Now, what's the level of people you're referring to?
1%. I'm talking about the millionaires and billionaires. Oh, okay. That, and it's the truth. They would tell you flat out. There is many reasons why I would want to vote for Trump, because Trump works, and it works in my pocket, because I don't have to pay taxes. I don't have to pay my fair share of taxes. But the one thing that some of these folks don't realize are these damn tariffs that's going to come with Trump. These corporations that like to provide jobs and stuff like that, there's going to be a situation where they're going to have to really deal with stuff like that. But for working class Americans, you're talking about those with Social Security, disabilities, you're talking about people having situations with health care and having to afford that, rent, all that jazz. I don't understand why we think that this rich man is going to really help us up out of our gloom and doom and is going to give us avenues of support.
Right.
A stimulus check, that never came through him anyway. It came through the Congress. But go ahead, Darnell, if you have something to say.
You said why they? Because I don't think it. That's the thing about it. I know that this man ain't gonna do nothing for nobody but himself. Um, I tell people this: the greatest gift right now is him being on that stage all the way up until the end, all the way up until because him being on that stage like now is reported. The people are really the news, even Fox is basically ramping up on the craziness in which he's saying, with saying all these crazy things and all these answers, and the people are really like, okay, now you're really going too far. You're really doing a bit too much. You know, there's a lot of people out here, and then, like I was just telling JB, the biggest thing they hadn't counted on is the new voters, these young kids out here voting. They are, and a lot of them they are voting for Kamala. So because they don't stand for all that craziness. They weren't for the time of all the racism and all this craziness. So that's why I tell people the wordness of all the stuff with Trump that he gonna have his people. That's just guaranteed. He's always gonna have his people. He's gonna have those. Think about in this world, it's never gonna be just all the same kind of people. It's always gonna have that kind of people who have their little cult of people that's gonna do what they say, how they say it, or whatever the case should be. But it's always gonna be a bigger majority of people who are for goodness, greatness, progression, all of those things. And I think it's more of that in the country than anything. I think we as in people, we have to see it because we're like sheep. A lot of them are like sheep. They have to be led. And I think what she's doing now, she's leading the people with love and bringing the joy back to the people, seeing, hey, guess what? There's another side to this other corn, that is great. That's love that can lead without all this hatred and division or whatever. Because right now, the foolishness that he pulling and out on his campaign trail as of tonight, he's still on the same craziness.
Wow. But he knows that if he was to instill fear, because he's already done that. Well, yeah, and he learned from the best. He has learned from his German grandpa, which is Hitler. Let's just call it what it is. Hitler knew that in order to come to power, you have to instill fear into the people, until instill fear not into the intellectuals, but into the working class populace who are too ignorant enough to do their own research, but to believe in one person. You got a lot of people underneath Trump who supports Trump who are in fear of what's going to happen to them. I was talking to a lady that received me at a Pavilions, and we were talking. I knew she was a Trump supporter. I didn't go. I didn't have to really go in hard, but she told me herself. But the fact that she is in fear of everything. Like I asked her was she was going to go to the Dodgers parade. She said, no, it's too dangerous. I'm not going nowhere close to LA. I said, well, what do you do? I said, it's nothing to do because it's too much going on. Until we get some order in this society and into this country, I will be able to do something. But it's too much going on for me to go out and enjoy life. So and she believes that Trump will bring that order back. That means all form of policing, because to be honest with you, he has said that he's going to give the police institutions their power back, full immunity. And that is no lie, because you now hear that the organizations, the police organizations, are backing Trump. They're backing Trump because they know with Trump, they can do whatever any means necessary they want to do. And there will be no accountability, no anything against what they have going on. So that the sheriffs of America are backing Trump. You have the religious right backing Trump because they believe, because of these progressive ideas that the Democrats have put out when it comes to abortions, gay marriage, whatever you want to believe, they believe that this holy country is going straight to hell because it doesn't have the 10 commandments in each and every public school sector. So to be honest with you,
every place you turn.
That's the fear that has been instilled in certain sectors of this country. Now let's go into the race baiting situation. Nobody wants to talk about the racism that's coming out of Trump. We all know that David Duke, he's still alive. He has put money into Trump's campaign. It's not the fact that man could easily have went onto that podium and said that there's an island full of trash floating in the ocean and it's Puerto Rico. Ain't nobody. And the saddest thing about it is, ain't nobody throwing darts at him as hard as they've been throwing darts at Kamala for not saying that, for her being black and Indian or her education. They want to make it sound like we're just we're just too thin skinned. We have no personality. We have no what they just can't take a joke, basically.
Well, so their skin is basically they're like this. So the difference in culture with those people is this: when they stand in solidarity, they don't have to turn around and plaster it and be all over. We have to, our culture, we have to talk a lot. We do a lot of talking. They do a lot of moving. Like they said, we'll see you on November 5th. That's when we're gonna take the trash out. We ain't gonna keep on going. What's the purpose of keep talking about something? Talking ain't gonna get the job done. You get up and you do the job.
Okay.
That's just like Liz Cheney and her father. They turned around and just 4 hours ago, they just reported the fact is they ain't standing for this because that was a threat that he stated about her, and that they said that was a violation. They went straight to his lawyers and told him that was a violation of his bail, and we're looking for him to be locked up. And they said there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. She said I've been sitting in position too long to play this type of game with him.
Yeah, I mean that was I think that I mean I can't even give any room for being low or going low in a political platform such as this. I mean, we hear him every day on the commercial tier in LA with different councils and whatever the case with these people are soliciting for these same type of votes. But I know this is kind of shifting in the conversation just a little bit, but I don't understand why the mudslinging has to be a part of the political platform. Okay. When I studied political science, there was no mudslinging. You dealt with the facts. If the person was true to the facts or not true to the facts, that's what you dealt with. And then you presented an argument that you would be better at solving that. But all of this consistent talk about what a person look like, what they smell like, what they taste like, you're being facetious, but all of this type of stuff that had woven into our political system did not start fully until 2016. Okay. All right. And we know it didn't start before then because even at I think a lot of people are saying now that the last greatest election time in terms of candidates being reputable candidates, and bringing reputable things. Yes, there were several different opinions, okay, but they handled those opinions. The last great one, from my understanding, was when John McCain and Barack Obama were betting against each other at that particular point in time. Because Barack vowed he wasn't going to throw John McCain under the bus, and John McCain stood up for Barack Obama in the time of a rally that he had. So the loss of the human spirit in this, I get it. Everybody has different opinions, but here's the thing: we will never get together if the Republican Party, not the one that's out here now, the Trumpican Party, but I mean, would not understand is that you need liberal and you need conservative in order to offer balance in a country, in a setting, even in a household.
I don't think you might need a multiple of twos. I don't think
that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said when he turned around and he endorsed her. He was like, "That's the reason." That was one of the biggest reasons why he said he was going to endorse Kamala, because he was like, "I'm Republican all day long," or whatever the case would be. He said, "But it's just certain boundaries and certain things I just cannot stand for."
Well, yeah, you don't cross those lines. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you getting really, I mean, honestly, I mean, there was a time you'd be talking about people like you would be looking for Guido outside your house when you walk out. Okay. But it's just ridiculous. And then the part that I don't get, and we're not going to spend the whole time talking about Trump and his is insane moments. But I don't understand why this group of people, and I still swear that it's very small. Okay, it doesn't look like media plays it up there, that get a thrive off of hearing this rhetoric. Not any one time have I heard, and I don't watch them all that much, but have I heard this man say anything about bridging the gap that's going on in humanity? Not at any given time. He's always talking about somebody that don't like him. Well, hell, not everybody ain't gonna like you. And if you're that crazy or you're that insecure that you think that all of America is gonna like you, people didn't like you before you started running for president. So what you gonna think they're gonna like you now? Really? So that's the problem I got. That's one of the problems I got with him. I'm like, who the fuck is you, dude? That's what I would say that to a straight man. Don't nobody give a shit about you like that. Really? Because somebody has just white. I'm about to go somewhere. Whoop, no, you put it back in. If I say something, I shouldn't
say. I don't quite understand how can anybody like him can get away with concepts of a plan. Now, my president would want that I would want to vote in would say, as president, she will fight to cut taxes for more than 100 million working and middle class Americans while lowering the cost of everyday needs like healthcare, housing, and groceries.
Right.
Now, I know without that sit down Congress, whoever gets in will have to deal with it. I don't know about Trump. If she gets in, like I told everybody, I've been telling everybody, I don't care who gets in as president. It's that damn Congress y'all going to have to look at, not the person who's running the country. I'm talking about that Congress and that Senate. Right. Those have been the evils. Yeah. And I'm going to call it what it is. Those two departments have been the evils of this country because they can't ever sit down and make a compromise or make up laws without political talking points. Where I have and I'm only and it's both sides. I'm tired of people talking about what's Biden is this and is that is Harris. It's the freaking Congress. Right. They are the ones that write up the laws and debate the laws, and then they send it to the Senate, and the Senate signs it and send it to the president. Right. Please understand that no president has that type of power over us now. Right. Now that we have a democracy. Now that we know of, I'm playing devil's advocate right now. If Trump gets in, you do have a conservative Supreme Court, and you have a few in the Congress, and you have a Republican Senate. I don't know what's going to happen, but what I so foresee is a totalitarian situation bound to happen because there won't be any. I can just say whatever I say. No, you're going to have to. I don't think we're going to be. You're going to have to tote the line, and I'm just going to end it right there.
We're going to go for a quick break before we go into this next phase of this conversation.
So, something good just popped up.
Okay,
just less than 2 hours. So,
all right, we'll hear from it when we get right back.
Come on with it.
All right, we'll be right back after this quick break, guys.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
All
All
right,
right.
we are back, guys. Great symbolization to start off our second segment. Okay, Harrison Waltz. That's what it's got to
Let's
be. Right? But you know what? We have to stay in the middle. We cannot be a full endorsement. You better write for Kamala Harris. But we cannot. We cannot endorse any one person because we have to be open for those that don't necessarily agree with. Daniel's like, I'm sorry. I know who I'm voting for.
you
Well,
just
we all
flipped
sorry.
three states.
Huh?
She flipped three states. She
Okay, there
flipped
you go. So
Florida,
go ahead and share that part.
Iowa, and
Hold
North
on before you
Carolina.
share. Hold on before you share, because I want you to dig into it a little bit more. Yeah, welcome to the Truth Behind Truth tonight, guys. Yeah, hey, this is our wrap-up point for election 2024. So you are invited to call in, okay? And at this point, you probably have to text because we won't be able to answer the call, but text in if you got a question. The 213-358-5553 number. We'll put that back up for you real quickly. And also want to remind you that we will be here election night for our live broadcast, okay, of giving the play-by-play information as to how we're hoping the election comes out and what the polls are saying. And, hey, it'll give you opportunity to be live and give you a comment, where on national point you can't do it.
All right.
Go ahead, Darnell.
Go on, Darnell.
Well, CNN stated that she split three states, Florida, Iowa, and North Carolina, blue in early votings already.
Wow. Where did you pull this from?
CNN.
CNN. Okay. All right. Great. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. What did the other campaign have to say about it?
They didn't say nothing about it as of thus far.
Yeah.
They still working on trying to get Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. And let's kind of dig into that. I know because you like talking about the situation where we have these states that dictate the election. So much emphasis has been on getting Pennsylvania. But this is to piggyback on your point earlier. We need to stop this. Okay, if you're in a country that your vote is supposed to be the one that is making the final decision on what is happening in your country, why are we still at the point of waiting on other states to do that? I know the reasons, but that needs to go away. This is the same situation as Congress needs to be flipped every 8 years. Go ahead and expound on that. I know you
That's Dallas right there. Go ahead on.
To be honest with you, I hear you on that, but there are so many ways that the system works. The government has been working to that for a long period of time, and it's an old. Now that we got all this new technology, that's the thing about it, is we have all this stuff going on. I don't think we should be having to wait the way we had to wait during the situation with COVID and all that stuff.
Right.
But I'm so eager to let that electoral college go. I want the electoral college.
I didn't want to say it, but I'll let you say it.
I want the electoral college to just hit it and beat it and be kaputs with, because there should be no excuse at this point. There is no excuse, because we're not living in the pre-Civil War era.
Right.
There is no such thing as there's a planter class and the slaves came vote. And because the state is smaller than this state, no, we are a union.
Right.
Did we not? Have we forgotten that we are a union?
Yeah, they want you to forget.
Have we really forgotten that we are actually a union? That our popular vote should matter, whether you're in the state of Vermont, New York, California. It shouldn't be so that I need a representative to level out the playing field. That's the problem that needs to be really eradicated. Right. And I think there is this, I feel like there is this status quo that still have their gnarly fingers over trying to control situations that don't need to be controlled.
Right.
And I think that's what's wrong with the American people. We're worrying about the wrong thing. Right. We're not focused on what keeps us always fighting amongst each other and dividing us. Right. Because that's not this right here. We're not the issue. It's the people that are controlling the narrative. Right. And I feel like those who have these situations where they're trying to control the vote by saying, well, you know what, your popular vote don't count. It's the electoral vote that really counts. That's not right. And that what got this fool in the office in the first place.
Right.
Really, without Hillary won the popular vote, but that right there got Trump in.
Right.
And he didn't, and him, I think, honestly, didn't even expect for himself to be president that night. He didn't really expect to be president that night for anybody.
He did not.
He really didn't. And then on top of that, I don't think he was even prepared, because now for the second go round, he's more prepared to start doing all types of Looney Tunes.
Right.
Because
I don't think he's prepared. I think he just really
he wasn't prepared.
Well, no, I don't mean he was prepared. But what I'm thinking at this point is that he has become the Goonie. Okay.
No, he's not.
But he's become the Goonie for everyone else who wants to push an agenda. So therefore, they feel like putting the Goonie up front, that they're going to get all of their agendas pushed. That's why you see the evangelicals jumping on board with him. You see the portions of Congress and Mike Johnson jumping on board with him. You see the Supreme Court jumping on board with him, because he's the Goonie right now.
Yeah,
he's the face of the goons.
Well, at the end of the day, Clarence Thomas can't resign. Y'all hearing that rumor that Clarence Thomas is trying to resign and that he needs to go into retirement? Well, if Trump gets in, he is in there for full life until they nail in that coffin. So I hope if he gets in,
please keep that in.
Yeah,
please keep that.
Because I mean, that's what I'm hearing on the street. That now, not only Clarence Thomas, but somebody else is deemed to retire from their seat. But if Trump gets in, I doubt that he will be able ever to retire, because Trump needs that favor.
Yeah. I mean, he has to stay, the face of the Goonies. At the end of the day. And because of that reason, this is why all of this is about. Because I honestly, this man may be a I won't say savvy businessman. He just knows how to file bankruptcy 300 times, to keep himself afloat, not lose all the money that anybody else would have went through bankruptcy, would have already been broken down and had to not be able to do anything for 7-10 years of their whole entire life. So I don't know how you get around it to go, and build another building after that and you go bankrupt. But anyway, that's another area of this person that they want in office.
Well, let me ask y'all. Now, y'all
Today, Illinois just took him off the ballot. The Supreme Court they ruled in Illinois to take him off the ballot after the Cheney incident.
Oh wow!
And she's pushing, and she's out after the Atlanta's rally, pushing for the factor of whatever for him not to be on there.
Thank you for that up-to-date moment.
Now, going back to that question, are y'all still carving watermelons?
What do you mean?
That man said at the Madison Square Garden,
you know what?
y'all carving watermelons at parties and stuff of that nature. No. I mean, I'm just always I'm laughing because
that's what baffling me, the comments that they make, though. That type of foolishness that they say out there. And what got me was that you sit there and talk about all these people, and then you see the people that he's there talking about, they just woo, like it's the best thing sliced bread. I'm just like, what kind of bullshit is this? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Maya Angelou said, when they show you who they are, you better believe them. And listen, I believe every word. I believe. Like Lena Horne said, I believe, because I'm like this. You ain't got to tell me nothing, because history is already repeating itself, whether you like it or not. We have seen these things before, whether we like to. And then on top of it, they want to erase them out of the history books. We all know the Republicans and people who want to replace, because we have seen this type of rhetoric before.
Like what I said. So this is the push to have the Goonie in front of you. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so that every bit of what you don't like about what happens in America, as I said before, be it from the homosexuals and the black people doing this right, and the Asian people doing this, and Hispanics doing this, and speaking of which, let me drop that point. So the one that some of y'all are considering voting for said again. And I find it very offensive, okay, because I am very smart, okay, I am educated, okay, and I am my black job ain't being taken from nobody, Okay. And for you to say again publicly, this is to you black people, okay, to allow the ones that think about voting for this fool. Okay, well, that man, whatever it is, the Goonie. To say publicly again that all of the immigrants, especially of the Hispanic basically background, as you were saying, and all of these other ones were coming and stealing black jobs. Get the flick out of here, man. All right? Get out of here. And every black person in America should be highly insulted by that comment that was made at the rally. Was it the day before yesterday he said that at the rally again? Come on, wake up, y'all, wake up. But anyway, let's talk about him. I said we're going to talk about him all that. Let's go on to the celebrating the Madam President. All right. So I'm looking for some great opportunities coming from her. You know, now I realize. I realize. Now here's put this disclaimer out here. I do realize it's going to be a challenge. All right. Let's not expect her to change the whole system in 1 week.
It's not going to happen, Captain.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Okay. It's not. So don't get mad if it's a year from now. Well, I thought she said she was going to do this. I thought she said she was going to do that. Yeah. Well, she is doing it. All right. She is doing it. It's going to take some time for it to manifest itself in its way that you will probably see the benefits from.
No,
because
it will only happen if the working class Americans would invest their time not only in their jobs, but in what those who represent their counties and their districts are doing up there in Washington.
Right.
You need to know who represents you in your state, in your county, where you live, in that Congress, and see if they're actually doing the work that is needed to be done to change, to make your life better. It's not up to Kamala alone to make your life better. If you want that, you want a dictator. Okay. See, and that's why I keep going back to this. I think Americans been rehearsing wanting to be in an autocracy and a totalitarian state because they look for a leader to change things instantly. But that doesn't happen in a democracy. Because we have these pillars for a reason. Okay. So I'm saying no, Kamala is not going to get things done within a month or within a week or whatever. It's going to take you pointing your fingers at that congressman or that congress lady who is not doing their job and holding them to task. That's the situation that is happening in America. The American people are being pimped. We are being pimped and we're loving being pimped. Because you see us working 2 to 3 to 4 jobs trying to survive, and you know what the rich are saying? Well, you have to. You have to. I say no, we shall damn not. I don't have to work. I shouldn't have to work 2 to 3 damn jobs to pay my rent. I'm working as crazy in odd hours of the morning into the evening or into the afternoon to pay my rent. But hey, if you like that type of pimp game, if you like for somebody rich to tell you ain't rich, to tell you that you're not working hard enough, hey, let have. But I don't like it. And to be honest with you, in Trump's America, we will have to work hard, probably without pay too. Probably without pay and without benefits.
True.
They done turn around and done put they got the National Guard already at work, standing out at the Capitol 3 days in.
Wow. Well, they need to have it in Georgia because somebody said that they're scheming to steal the vote. The Democrats are scheming to steal the vote in the state of Georgia. Yeah. You got a bunch of the Republicans are saying there's a bunch of Haitians that are overvoting. Now that's what Elon Musk, the Joseph Goebbels of Trump's campaign. And I'm saying that to be realistic with y'all, because you know Joseph Goebbels was very important in pushing Hitler into power. Propaganda. He was a propaganda mastermind. He put Hitler into power. We got Elon Musk over here, who's not even fully American. Supposedly he is. Prove it. Hey, that's why you, the audience, need to prove it to us. Prove that he is a citizen of this country. But from what I have always heard, he is South African, and he has this socialist corporation over here. So I'm just saying, Elon Musk has put a lot of money into this rhetoric about Kamala Harris' lineage, because from what I've always thought, it was just black folks speaking amongst each other. Well, you know, when you got company into your conversation, and I'm talking about white company that has enough money to put this over as a rhetoric for Trump, hey, it's a win-win. So we've been talking about her lineage instead of talking about the fascist ideas that this man has been pulling over our heads. And that's where I feel like race plays such an important part, because how can we allow, now just say this, what if Trump was a black man sprouting reverse racism and sexism and and not only that, but totalitarian ideas? What if it was a black man? Now, what if, I'm just saying, what would y'all would have thought that the mainstream media would have been doing,
right,
or would have been saying,
right?
What do you think, Darnell? Answer that question. I want to know.
I mean, I think that it would be a hot mess or whatever the case should be. You know, it's always going to be that. But right now, I think our greatest gift that we have is this.
Yes.
You have to think about this. This man is he's just one person with a big amount of money.
Right.
I'm going to take you to financial world.
Yes.
Okay.
He's just one billionaire with a whole lot of money. She have multiple billionaires and millionaires behind her.
Mm.
That don't have that. Him and his talking ain't got nothing compared to, because that's too much power. That's entirely, when you put millions and billionaires together, like-minded,
Right.
on one accord,
Right.
you can't stop them.
Right.
Because this is the thing. I've sit down and I talk with a lot of rich people right now who are on the Democratic side. And they'll tell you, that's why I keep saying there's no worry, because this is a money game.
Mm. Mm.
He don't have the backing like he's supposed to have.
Right.
He don't have what he needs to have. Having Elon Musk in your corner, that ain't no backing. That ain't enough money to turn around and secure you in your spot, or whatever the case may be. They want someone who can turn around and pull in millions and trillions of dollars. This woman, within less than 3-4 months, she pulled in more money. She pulled in majority of all of the deficit that the country is in.
Right.
In endorsement.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they like to see.
So true.
Well,
that's what the people are. That's what they were like. Okay, well, we want to see, out of all the candidates, she did greater than Barack Obama in 2 terms.
Right.
She did greater than any of the and all of them in those. And this is the thing. So they're like, okay, we see that. Therefore, she's already a person in position. She's in power.
Yeah.
She's vice president.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with her being vice president, already in position, or whatever the case may be, let's see what type of influence does she have. All right, wonderful. Now she has all that. We see that she has the influence, because now she's able to pull celebrities that, therefore, one that was not going to endorse, to be able to endorse their millions. We have people like Bill Gates and his wife who don't endorse anybody, to put 50 million of their money into it. That's $100 million that these people who don't endorse, who don't putting money into campaigns into. So now let's see. Okay, now you got these other celebrities who don't endorse these people, who were on the other side, that now they come over here. All right, we see that type of influence. All right, we see what kind of person. We see that she can be a leader. We see that the people will take command from her. We see that she can sit down at the table with these people, because she was sitting down at the table with these people as a VP, or whatever the case may be. It's just the small people. That's the thing about it. They ain't worried. This is the thing. The country ain't worried about us. They ain't the people that sit up and make decisions. They ain't worried about us. They worried about the people who got money.
That's true. That's what. Hold your thought. And Don's got one. We got to go to a quick break. But as we fade out to a break, we want to put you in remembrance of a few things. As we are going to break, guys.
If you need a pickup, call Junk Stars. Yeah. If you need a dumpster or a demolition, call Junk Stars. Yeah. Call 844-55-STARZ. Junk Stars. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
Call Junk Stars.
you need dumpster rentals,
Call Junk Stars.
There's a magnetic force that is pulling me down. Yeah, I'm trying to balance me out. My feet can't touch the ground. Yeah, I'm flying. Yeah, I'm
All right, and we are back, guys. We are back. It is a point of case to remember. Remember. Don't forget January 6th.
Please
okay?
don't.
You know, don't forget January 6th. It was just a horrible time in America. All right. Anyway, so back into what we're digging about, and before we bring it into a close tonight, this portion of our election coverage. All right, you were making some points about.
Yeah, my thing is, I believe that, the people, we are. It says even in the Constitution, we the people. We the people, we have it in the cards to make change.
Mm-hmm.
We do. In this country, this is the only institution and probably the only country that believes in that type of belief.
Mm-hmm.
But what really scares me sometimes, and I keep want to repeat this. They say money makes the world go round, but sometimes money makes policies and it makes laws.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
And really what
expound on that, because
but
that
see,
is very good.
it makes, and what really irks me, and it irks me to the fact that I can't fathom when I hear people say I don't do politics, and it be people that work beside me who live in the same situation that I live in. I get so tired of hearing that, it makes me sick to my stomach, because I don't care if you don't do politics, but those people with the access to make change through their money, through their pocketbooks, hey, they believe in those politics. They believe that those politics, those political connections work. Why do you believe, and why? And you would say term limits.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in term limits because there have been people within the Congress and the Senate, and I mean some presidents too, who have had their pockets greased by the fact of having somebody who has been a billionaire and a millionaire in their back on that. You know what I'm trying to get at. But the facts are that I feel like, as the typical working class American, you must be all up in these people's faces, because January 6th wasn't the most greatest moment in our history.
Right.
But I have to give credit where credit is due. Sometimes you must scare some of these people, even though it was not in their situation, it was not for those very reasons to make change. But the fact is, I feel like at the end of the day, those people, hey, so we have to put some scare into our federal,
right,
and sometimes into our states too, right, because our states and our locals sometimes do not do the will of the people, well, and we need to scare those people too.
Right. Well, that's true.
We do.
Absolutely true. But
not kill them, but
right,
scare them. I want to put it out there. We're not killing nobody. We just scaring them.
We say, for the longest time on our shows, and when we talk about political platforms or wherever it stands, this is all great, and we're talking about on the national level right now, but you still need to get involved in your state and local.
State and local.
Okay, because that's where the push comes from. This is where the term limits are going to come to an end.
Yes.
Because if you're not paying attention to
right?
Yeah. If you're not paying attention to when you have these in between elections, okay, every 2-year elections, and you don't go vote then, or you're not paying attention, you're putting the same people back in office over and over and over again Okay, because most of the time people are going to click, and they look fine. They don't know what this person has done.
Mm-mm.
They have not did the investigation on that particular person or persons, and we wonder why these people are here year after year after year after year. And I mean, not to. I mean, I'm sure she did some things well, but I just got to bring it up. Itch McConnell and Dianne Feinstein. I don't know Itch about on his. I ain't gonna say that, but he's not having a difficult time right now. But Dianne Feinstein, I know she did a lot of great things in California, but she was in Congress too long. Girl, you're there too long. I mean, like really. You gotta have some fresh ideas. You gotta have some Jasmine Rockets. You got to have some of these other wonderful, beautiful, talented people that are out there that are fighting to get words of truth and honesty to this country. But they keep getting blocked because of the old heads. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, old heads.
Old heads. All right. That Washington old head needs to go. All right. I mean, go. I mean, hey, I don't know what. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation I can't get into tonight, but it needs to change. Okay. It needs to change. Or either guess what? 4 years from now, we possibly be right back in the same situation again. Not because Kamala didn't do the job she was sent to do. It's because of the people she got to go up against to get what she got to get done. And if those old heads don't want to see things change, they will keep pushing bills down, 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 down. All right, until it gets off there. Like I always bring up, why in the hell in this country it took 60 years to get an anti-lynching bill named by the Emmett Till bill? Why did it take 60 years? That should have been done the first year that young boy got killed.
And for those who say that the Asians got their Asian hate bill, that was our bill right there, the anti-lynching law bill.
Right. Well,
that was our bill.
No,
for those who don't want to believe that, Biden and Harris didn't do nothing for black folks, but that was the bill.
That was bill.
Even the Asian hate bill has a place for us in it.
Yeah. Well.
But that's when you don't invest time into knowing what's going on.
But I'm going to get on my black people one more time. Y'all can write me about it. Say, hey, call in, leave a message, whatever the case may be. But see, it's mighty funny that you got Juneteenth ran right on up to the White House as soon as it came out.
Yes. Oh. And that's when the reparations bit should have came through.
Okay. It came as soon as it came out. It got to be a national holiday, which y'all know I do not agree with. Okay. But I ain't going to get into that this show. But think about it. The point is, I'm saying, think about it. All right, get rid of Washington. All right, get rid of Washington. Get rid of Washington. I'm going to say it one more time for y'all. Get rid of Washington. Start on the local level. Pay attention to who you put in Congress. Pay attention to who you put in the Senate. Pay attention to who's there. Your mayor, all of those. Your governors, everything. Pay attention to those. And like I hear that Sue Campbell, whatever name is, trying to keep abortion from being legal here in California. Y'all need to pay attention to that woman. Okay.
Oh, yes.
She a trip.
Yes,
she a trip. She better get her name off the ballot because y'all women, y'all better get her name off the ballot. I'm telling you, because she a trip. And she been doing stuff behind y'all back.
Repeat that name for those who didn't
Kim Suinga Dingo, whatever her name is. Kim Sue, whatever her name is. Y'all know who I'm talking about here in California. Get her off the ballot, baby. Because see, y'all going to be wanting to take care of your bodies and that woman with hee. All right? Y'all better watch. I'm telling y'all. Y'all better watch. Darnell, go ahead and give us a few minutes before we got to get out of here. Oh, you got yourself muted, brother.
I thank God that the factor that you have people who are watching, and you just like your friend Tricky Haley.
Oh, Tricky Haley.
Tricky Haley. You know, she changed over and came over and came to her senses, and she changed her endorsement over to Miss Harris. And told all of her million people. Yeah, this was just a few days ago. Told all her 4 million people that was following her to come over or wherever the case should be. And on tonight's concert with Miss Swift, she had a humongous packed arena, and she told all of her Swifties, she said, listen, I need y'all to make me a promise. She said, she said, what you being a Swiftie, you have a responsibility. She said, all of you guys go out and vote. She said, I can't tell you who to vote for, but I tell you who I'm voting for. But if y'all are with me, you are voting with me. She said, and if all of y'all go out in this arena, go out and do your part, we can push her where she needs to be.
That's
and all of them was hollering.
Wow.
All of them was hollering and chanting that they were going to do it.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
what
Right.
everybody with some form of influence needs to be doing. Not telling you, and I'm not trying to be fun, but not telling who to vote for, but to influence those who support them to go do their
Right.
civic duty. And I think that's what has happened with the public. I don't even want to blame the public education system because it starts in the household. Number one, nobody has to teach anybody to go do what they need to do. It should be a pride within you as a member of this country to say, well, I need to go do what's best for my life.
Right.
And as for an African American who has come from the state of Alabama, who lives 30 minutes from Selma and 30 minutes from Montgomery, I would be a fool not to go do what I think is best for my life, because there were people who traveled to Selma, Alabama, who traveled from Detroit. White lady traveled from Detroit and got killed on the way back, driving 2 black men from Montgomery to Selma and got killed by some Klansmen. Now, I would be a fool not to sit here and say, I'm not going to vote because Kamala, she ain't black enough. You know what, fool? Come time when Trump, if he gets in, you won't be black enough, nor will you be American enough for these people who are willing to put us back on those ships and ship us back. Because to be honest with you, that's the plan. The plan is to make America white again. And for those white people who are watching this show, yes, race do play a part in this country's culture. It has always played a part in this culture. I don't care how many times I would like to scrub it out of the history books, how you would like to say that I don't see color. You do see color, because when you see me come into a grocery store with a bunch of Frito boxes and you see me, you run away from me like I'm going to steal something. I don't think you see the boxes. I think you see my black skin. Wow. And that is the truth, because I see it every damn day. I walk into every place I work. So don't play me. Hey, it is what it is. All right.
Hey, y'all have heard right there.
He back on it. He back to do his elect. He did his. He came back. The guy who does the predictions came back on today, and he said that therefore he says steal from his predictions. He said that she wins again.
Wow. Yeah. Beautiful. So with that being said, I know we got to wrap it up here. I want to say this to all of our women. Okay, you have a choice. Okay,
and men too.
Yeah, men too. But I'm going to speak to the women right now, because her message has been, we're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. Okay. Influentially, this is the first time that as women in America, that you didn't get behind Hillary enough to make her the first woman president. At least this time, get behind this woman to make her the first woman president. Okay, because I don't want to see us go back to this. Okay, This is where your rights will end up, ladies. Okay,
and all of our rights will end up in.
Well, I'm just saying, but speaking to the women right now. Okay, this is the mission of that Project 2025. This is also the mission of you not having control over your own body to make the decision where you feel is necessary. Okay, for your life, for your husband's wife, for your partner's wife, or whatever. Okay, whoever you are in that relationship. Okay, even if it's independent. Okay, you will still be subject to the same thing that this whole cartoon is displaying, sticking you back in the kitchen, okay, and letting you know that you're not worth anything but to make food and create babies. All right. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. It has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. We appreciate you taking the time out. We will be here Tuesday night. All right, live. Okay, giving our play-by-play on the election time frames and seeing what's going to happen, because we know what's going to happen. But we know what's going to happen. But in our words of here on The Truth Behind the Truth, okay, we're not endorsing somebody. We're not endorsing somebody. We're not endorsing somebody. We're not endorsing somebody. Everybody say it together. We're not endorsing somebody. We're not endorsing somebody.
We're endorsing freedom here. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not doing it. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, we're not going back.
Listen, do I look like I can go back to doing cotton and things in the field?
No. I do like James Bond when I go to France over there, all that shit. I ain't going back.
We're not going back.
Go to
Y'all
sleep.
have a powerful evening, and we will see you Tuesday night. Your prospective times, and we'll put a post out for it so you guys can catch it. But just to remind you, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Central time, and 5 p.m. right here on the Pacific Coast. We'll see you then. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Bye-bye.
Uh,